Hey everyone, so today I wanted to talk to you about the patch notes that were dropped. Now, we had like radio silence for, it was like 5 days or something like that. So people were getting frustrated and antsy, and I was the same way. But thankfully, even though the devs had a holiday, for a good chunk of this week, they had a nice patch planned for us. So I do want to talk about those things. It's on the Discord here. I will be referencing back to it. But anyway, let's just, get into the video. So the big one, right? The big one is these riffs. Now, they did nerf these for sure. I can tell you 100% stages 1 through 4 are much easier for me. They're still difficult, right? But they are doable and achievable, which is nice. So what they did is they guaranteed relics to drop every single time whenever you completed, one of the runs, which is great. They also said that they were going to increase the quality of the relics. I don't know how they would do that. I don't think that was done, but the fact that you can get these on every single drop now is definitely much better. In regards to the stages themselves, they said that they decreased the HP and the attack of these bosses. So, if that's the case, that's great. I have noticed the HP being less on the Earth boss here. I'm able to farm stage 6 on the Earth boss now because of the HP reduction. So, those were good things. The bad things with these riffs is they're still very hero specific, right? If you don't have certain comps, you're not able to do this. If you had the comps before, you now have the ability to possibly farm up. But with the fact that these relics now drop all the time and stages 1 through 4 are achievable, because stage 5 is whenever you get into like the additional mechanics of these bosses, which just make them even harder. But stages 1 through 4 are now farmable. This Lava Colossus is still extremely hard for me. It is doable on stage 4, and maybe I'll make a video or something now that all of the nerfs have happened. But that is one of the main things that took place, and that's amazing. Another thing is we had some new banners come out. So this advanced summon on Ralph is so funny. So many people have been complaining how broken he is, and then the company puts a banner up for him. So, yeah, I mean, I think they're capitalizing on a really good hero. I mean, this is someone who, if I didn't have, I'd be summoning for. He's very, very good. He does require a lot of investment, but I think he is worth it. And on top of that, I don't think you need books for him to be effective. You just need Ascension Pots. He does need A5, so be a little worried of that. The other thing is they have a new limited summon out, which is really cool. So Poros is in here, which I think is a great addition for water. I do not have him. I am half tempted to summon on this, just because I do want Poros. I think he's going to be pretty important for the Rift of Chaos fire boss, but I also think he needs to be Ascended 5. And I am so far away from that I don't know if I want to waste my limited summons here. I'd ideally really like to get up to 15,000 so I could have a guarantee of the new hero no matter what, whenever a really, really busted one comes out. Bachelard is also a nice one. He hasn't found his stride yet in this Rift of Chaos stuff, but after you get past a lot of these, cheese comps, I don't think, a Zitlin, Florence, Shane comp is going to be able to beat stage 12 all the way up. I really don't. I think you're going to have to work around the relics and the mechanics of these Rift bosses. And I could be wrong. I mean, maybe you just cheese it the whole way up with extremely hard-hitting heroes. But he could end up being a play. And he's just a great hero in general, like for PvE content. Anything regarding bosses, he's part of, some of the top GVE teams for bosses. And we'll get into GVE here in a second. So the new hero, Seema. I think what I'll do is I'll make a dedicated video on her later today, just going over her kit a little more in detail, or maybe tomorrow, because I think we are supposed to get her. I will say my first thoughts are she's an okay hero. I think she does have some applications, but I don't think that she is a game changer anywhere, similar to what like Hyun-woo was last banner. So that is just my initial thought. So these new things as well. We also got something that slipped under my radar, was this banner here, this summon event. So legendary hero drop rates are doubled, right? And you have this double drop rate on the first 3 legendaries that you summon, which is really cool. So that's going to be next week, right around this time for the summon rally, which is great timing because that's when you can get some legendary books. And you need to pull probably around 3 legendaries to make that happen. So with the rates being doubled, you have a much better chance of that happening with lower amounts of resources. So this is a really cool event that'll be coming out. This is the second time that they'll be doing this. And I think it was 3, limited to 3 last time as well. So really cool event. I'm surprised that I missed that. Okay. Other things that changed. We also got updates to the Guild versus Environment rewards. So if you see here, epic books are now guaranteed for floor 10. When do they stop? All the way to floor 7, floor 5. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so they stop. So you have to get to floor 5, which I think is 100% doable. And the nice thing is they even have epic book pages. That's the first time I've ever seen that. Huh. Okay. So even if you don't achieve it, you'll get some epic book pages. So if you get to floor 10, the 80 pages is still the same. You get the epic book, but what they added is in floor 11, you actually get a legendary book instead of pages. So that's really cool. This, I think, is going to be a challenge, but with the artifacts and something else that I'll go over, I definitely think this is achievable. I have certain officers in our guild who are pressuring me to push hard for GVE, and I hate GVE, so I'm not excited about this. But anyway, it is what it is. Floor 12, no difference. Floor 13, same thing. Same thing with floor 14. And then 15 is the same thing. So floor 11 is definitely the key, where in the past floor 10 was the key for 80 pages. But now you'll get a Lego book if you reach floor 11. So that is a nice change. I don't think it's enough, personally, but it is what it is. I honestly don't understand why they're not giving out rewards for the ranking of the guild. This makes it more competitive, you know? Like if you finish top 10, you get another epic book. If you finish in the top 5, you get, an additional legendary book. And if you finish number 1, you get 3 Lego books or something. Like top 3 gets something. I don't know. But the fact that you don't get any reward for finishing, like based on your rank, is weird. It's just bragging rights. Yeah, so that was one. We've heard, now I can't confirm it, but we heard that in RTA, if you reach the gold level, which is only 600, you'll get a legendary book, which I think what they mean by that is season rankings. Now, I hope that scales. Like if you get platinum or diamond, you get even more, and it doesn't stop there. Just for competitiveness purposes, it makes people want to play RTA more and not stop once they get to gold. But we have heard that a Lego book is also awarded in RTA. So all good things there. Again, I don't think it's enough, but it is something. So it's a start. I think we still push for more of those things. Whether it's in other game modes, if there's other ways to get them in the market, I think we still need a couple more things. They also confirmed that every single event will have an epic book. This came from one of the community managers. I haven't seen that in the patch notes or anything like that, but apparently it's going to be in every single event. We'll see what happens with this dispatch event because they're not showing a book there. But that's that. Now, the other thing that just, like, no one told us about it. No one said anything. It wasn't referenced anywhere ever, and they just put it out, is leader skills. Now, this is cool. I'm really excited about this. I'll show you here. So on Urian, see, he has this leader ability where it says all team members' attacks are increased by 15%. Now, this is anywhere in the game. So this is really cool. I think this does give Urian a boost, and you'll see that it's not on every single character. They've put it on specific characters, which is I think is cool. I see some people saying that they wish everyone had a leader skill. I don't know if that's necessary. I mean, it kind of adds additional appeal to specific heroes, and gives them a boost over others if they're lacking. Like Urian, he's kind of fallen out of the meta, but if you can use him as your leader and just buff everybody's attack by 15%. I think it gives him some additional merit now, So what I'll show you is there is a list of them, and we'll just go through that real quick. If I can find it. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so here's the list, okay? Now, some of these leader skills are specific to certain areas. Some of them are in every game mode, but it actually brings a really cool dynamic to the game. I'm so happy that they did this. It's amazing to me that they didn't think to tell anybody about it, because that would have been something that I think people would have been excited about. So here are all the heroes. You have Urian, Garnet, Giranol, Rachel, and you have anything ranging from attack, focus, crit damage, defense, health. This is just such a cool idea. I really, really love it. I think it's going to give your team compositions additional boosts. It might even help with, Void Tower Mythic. It's definitely going to help people with Void Tower Hard. I will tell you that they have confirmed that it is not in RTA yet. I don't know if they're planning on doing it. I would assume they are. I know a lot of people aren't particularly excited about that. But as of now, it's in all game modes except Real-Time Arena. So, yeah, this is just a really cool feature. I'm so glad that they added it, because I think it adds, just additional variety to the game. It allows you to come up with some different team compositions now. I think this leader skill actually really, really helps early to mid-game players, because in the past, people would struggle with gear requirements or thresholds, to complete certain dungeons. So being able to slap in, a hero there that has, one of those leader skills is actually really cool. So let's see here. Like, who has a leader skill that, like Bulin. I know Bulin got a pretty cool leader skill. So she gives, in dungeon battles, she gives every team member an increase of 20% to their attack. That is huge. That's huge. So, I mean, I think you have some other options now that this is a thing, to maybe progress further in the dungeons. They also did say on these patch notes that stage 12 down stages 1 through 12 on dungeons have gotten easier. So I don't know what that means. I'm assuming speeds. I'm assuming defense, HP, all of those things. So your gear requirements aren't as high, which will help you progress through dungeons quicker, which is good because they've started to add a lot more endgame content, and they don't want people to be stuck on dungeons, for 6 months. They want people to eventually progress through these quickly. They want them to be able to do Void Tower hard and then eventually, do Rift of Chaos. So I think that's everything. Let's just go back to the patch notes real quick. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, there is one more thing. And it's another big one, actually. Faction challenges. So anything past stage 10 on Faction Challenge is a guaranteed drop of these ores. Like, that is amazing. Great change. Fantastic change. It was a great patch. I was pleasantly surprised. I was being such a downer, this past week. And then, thankfully, the game reeled me back in. I will mention, though, because of the coding that they have in the game, this does not have a stage past 10, so the glyphs or the ores are not guaranteed here. So that is a little bit of a bummer. But I don't know if they're planning on changing that or not. Regardless, the fact that they have guaranteed ore drops for the stages 11 and up, fantastic. So great job by the developers, the Ace team. This is a great patch. The community, I think, is quite happy with it. Some new things for us to, theorize with those leader skills. And I'll be back to you whenever I actually have this hero in my hands where we can do a hero spotlight video on them. We also did get another epic, which I'll also go over in a separate video. So that's just the patch note update, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.